The Very Hungry Caterpillar. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Written by Eric Carle. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and popped. Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. He started to look for some food. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. So he started to look for some food. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomachache. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly. Superworm. Superworm. Written by Julia Donaldson. Superworm is super long. Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle. See him squirm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. Help! Disaster! Baby toad has hopped onto a major road. Look! A superworm lasso! The bees are feeling bored today. They need a nice new game to play. Cheer up, bees! No need to mope. It's Superworm, the skipping rope. Beetle's fallen in the well. Is she drowning? Who can tell? Not to panic, all is fine. It's Superworm, the fishing line. Then toads and beetles, bees and bugs, brother snails and sister slugs, uncle ant and Eric aunt, clap and cheer, chant this chant. Superworm is super long, Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, see him squirm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. The chant is carried on the air to wizard lizard in his lair. He mutters in his servant's ear, find that worm and bring him here. The servant crow is black and grim. Everyone is scared of him. They all let out a fearful shriek to see their hero in his beak. The wizard waves his magic flower. Now Superworm, you are in my power, and you must tunnel, writhe and coil to find me treasure in the soil. Superworm is very cross to have a lizard as his boss. But when he tries to slink away, the wizard's magic makes him stay. For days he tunnels, twists and winds, but all the treasure that he finds is 2 small buttons, half a cork, a toffee in a plastic fork. The lizard flicks an angry tail. Have one last try, and if you fail to find that treasure down below, I'll feed you to my hungry crow. The crow is flapping through the night. Everyone looks up in fright. They see him perch upon an oak and listen to his dreadful croak. Superworm is good to eat. Superworm's a special treat. He'll be juicy, fat and firm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. Action, quickly, at the double. Superworm's in frightful trouble. We must help him if we can. We must hatch a cunning plan. The garden creatures leave their home, carrying a honeycomb. They jump and fly and crawl and creep, and find the lizard fast asleep. They chew the petals of his flower to rob him of his magic power. The caterpillars fetch some leaves, while busily the spider weaves. The web is strong, the web is tough, the web is plenty big enough. The wizard wakes. This isn't funny. I'm wrapped in leaves and stuck with honey. Then up the bees and beetles fly and lift the web into the sky. This is the place, and bang, crash, thump. The wizard's in the rubbish dump. And now from somewhere underground there comes a distant rumbling sound. The earth begins to heave, and then Superworm is back again. Superworm, the swing, the slide, the hula hoop, the fairground ride. Superworm, the belt, the hat, the crane, the train, the acrobat. Then toads and beetles, bees and bugs, brother snails and sister slugs, uncle ant and earwig aunt, clap and cheer, chant this chant. Superworm is super long, Superworm is super strong. Watch him wriggle, see him squirm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. Rabbit's Nap. Rabbit's Nap, written by Julia Donaldson. Rabbit's feeling sleepy. She curls up in a chair. Tap tap, who's that? Oh dear, it's Build-A-Bear. Where can Rabbit have her nap? The window seat looks nice. Bang! Clash! Who's that? Oh no! A band of mice! Rabbit's in her death chair. A dose would be so good. Whack! Crack! Who's that? It's Fox. He's chopping wood. A shady tree, says Rabbit. The kind of spot I like. Tingling. Who's that? It's a tortoise on his bike. Poor tired Rabbit goes back home. She yawns and rubs her eyes. Rat-a-tat. Who's that? Your friends with a surprise. Hush a bunny. Tra-la-la-la-la. We'll sing you off to sleep. What's that? Shall we have a peep? Oh, finally, Rabbit's fast asleep. The Little Red Hen. The Little Red Hen. Once upon a time there was a little red hen. The little red hen lived on a farm and was friends with a lazy dog, woof woof, a sleepy cat, and a noisy duck. One day the little red hen found some grains of wheat on the ground. "Who will help me plant these grains of wheat?" the little red hen asked. "Not I," barked the lazy dog. "Not I," purred the sleepy cat. "Not I," quacked the noisy duck. "Then I will do it myself," said the little red hen. So she planted the grains all by herself. When the wheat had grown, the little red hen asked her friends, "Who will help me cut the wheat?" "Not I," barked the lazy dog. "Not I," purred the sleepy cat. "Not I," quacked the noisy duck. "Then I will do it myself," said the little red hen. So she cut the wheat all by herself. When all the wheat was cut, the little red hen asked, "Who will help me take the wheat to the mill to be made into flour?" "Not I," barked the lazy dog. "Not I," purred. "Not I," purred the sleepy cat. "Not I," quacked the noisy duck. "Then I'll do it myself," said the little red hen. So she took the wheat to the mill, ground the wheat into flour, and carried it back to the farm all by herself. By now the little red hen was tired. "Who will help me bake the bread?" she asked. "Not I," barked the lazy dog. "Not I," purred the sleepy cat. "Not I," quacked the noisy duck. "Then I'll do it myself," said the little red hen. So she baked the bread all by herself. When the bread was finished, the little red hen asked, "Who will help me eat the bread?" "I will," barked the lazy dog. "I will," purred the sleepy cat. "I will," quacked the noisy duck. "No, I will eat it myself," said the little red hen. So she ate the bread all by herself. The Gruffalo. The Gruffalo. Written by Julia Donaldson. A mouse took a stroll through the deep, dark wood. A fox saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. "Where are you going to, little brown mouse?" "Come and have lunch in my underground house." "It's terribly kind of you, fox, but no, I'm going to have lunch with a Gruffalo." "A Gruffalo? What's a Gruffalo?" "A Gruffalo? Why, didn't you know his eyes are orange, his tongue is black, he has purple prickles all over his back." "Where are you meeting him?" "Here, by these rocks, and his favorite food is roasted fox." "Roasted fox? I'm off," Fox said. "Goodbye, little mouse." And away he spat. Silly old fox, doesn't he know there is no such thing as a Gruffalo? On went the mouse through the deep dark wood. An owl saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. "Where are you going to, little brown mouse?" "Come and have tea in my tree-top house." "It's frightfully nice of you, owl, but no, I'm going to have tea with a Gruffalo." "A Gruffalo? What's a Gruffalo?" "A Gruffalo? Why, didn't you know he has terrible tusks and terrible claws and terrible teeth in his terrible jaws?" "Where are you meeting him?" "Here by this stream, and his favorite food is owl ice cream." "Owl ice cream? Choo! Choo! Goodbye, little mouse." And away owl flew. Silly old owl, doesn't he know there is no such thing as a Gruffalo? On went the mouse through the deep dark wood. A snake saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. "Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come for a feast in my log pile house." "It's wonderfully good of you, snake, but no, I'm having a feast with a Gruffalo." "A Gruffalo? What's a Gruffalo?" "A Gruffalo? Why, didn't you know his eyes are orange, his tongue is black, he has purple prickles all over his back." "Where are you meeting him?" "Here by this lake, and his favorite food is scrambled snake." "Scrambled snake? It's time I hid. Goodbye, little mouse." And away snake slid. Silly old snake, doesn't he know there is no such thing as a Gruffalo? Oh! But who is this creature with terrible claws and terrible teeth and his terrible jaws? He has knobbly knees and turned out toes and a poisonous wart at the end of his nose. His eyes are orange, his tongue is black, he has purple prickles all over his back. Oh help! Oh no, it's a Gruffalo." My favorite food," the Gruffalo said. "You'll taste good on a slice of a bread." "Good?" said the mouse. "Don't call me good. I'm the scariest creature in this wood. Just walk behind me and soon you will see. Everyone is afraid of me." "All right," said the Gruffalo, bursting with laughter. "You go ahead and I'll follow after." They walked and walked till the Gruffalo said, "I hear a hiss in the leaves ahead." "It's Snake," said the mouse. Why? Snake, hello. Snake took one look at the Gruffalo.
Oh, crumbs,
He said,
goodbye, little mouse.
and off he slid to his log pile house. You see, said the mouse, I told you so. Amazing, said the Gruffalo. They walked some more till the Gruffalo said, I hear a hoot in the trees ahead. It's Owl, said the mouse. Why, Owl, hello. Owl took one look at the Gruffalo.
Oh dear,
He said,
goodbye, little mouse.
and off he flew to his tree-top house. You see, said the mouse, I told you so. Astounding, said the Gruffalo. They walked some more till the Gruffalo said, I can hear feet on the path ahead. It's Fox, said the mouse. Why, Fox, hello. Fox took one look at the Gruffalo.
Oh hell,
He said,
goodbye, little mouse.
and off he ran to his underground house. Well, Gruffalo, said the mouse, you see, everyone is afraid of me. But now my tummy is beginning to rumble. My favorite food is Gruffalo crumble. Gruffalo crumble, the Gruffalo said, and quick as the wind he turned and fled. Now all was quiet in the deep dark wood. The mouse found a nut, and the nut was good. Soup Potato. Soup Potato, written by Sue Hendra. Some vegetables are frozen for a very good reason. Don't believe me? Then keep reading. It was night time in the supermarket and all was quiet. But crash! Bang! Something had escaped from the freezer. Something small and round and green. Something looking for trouble. Big trouble.
Help, help,
Cried Carrot.
I'm stuck to the conveyor belt.
Ugh! Cried Broccoli. Someone's drawn on my face. Cried Cucumber. Who was doing this? And was there anyone who could help these vegetables in distress? Soup Potato to the rescue! He used his super speed. He used his super strength. And he used a flannel and some soapy water. I know who is behind this, said Soup Potato. There's a pea on the loose.
Oh no, not a pea.
Everyone gasped. Yes, a pea. But I'm out of the freezer now, and I'm never going back. And the evil pea ran off to commit more terrible crimes. Time for a dip, little veggies. That's enough, shouted Soup Potato. He leapt towards the pea, but the pea popped out of his hands and vanished into thin air. Soup Potato set out on a super surge. He crept through the cakes, jacked the cheese, and snuck up on the beans. Then something caught his eye. The game's up, yelled Soup Potato. Kapow! But the pea bounced out of reach and onto a trolley. Soup Potato was just about to stop him with his super strength when the trolley crashed and he was thrown down into the icy depths of the freezer. Was this the end of Soup Potato? Yes! Not quite. But the pea was off his trolley and lying in wait. You are finished, Soup Potato! He shrieked, but Soup Potato summoned up all his strength and ran for it. The pea nearly had him at the beans and closed in on him at the cheese. He had him cornered at the cakes. So much for Soup Potato, screeched the pea.
You are about to be mashed potato. Ha ha ha. Surely this was the end of Sue Potato. Not today, my friend, said Sue Potato. Gotcha! Said the pea. Oh yes, said Sue Potato. I set my trap and you fell for it. Or should that be in it? And they grinned a super grin. Sue Potato had saved the day. Take him away, he said, and the pea was marched back to the freezer where he belonged.
This jelly tastes of pea,
said Broccoli, and everybody laughed and cheered. So remember, folks, some vegetables are frozen for a very good reason. Maybe you'd better go and check your freezer, just in case there's an escape in your house. Room on the Broom. Room on the Broom, written by Julia Donaldson. The witch had a cat and a very tall hat and long ginger hair, which she wore in a plait. How the cat purred and how the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat when the wind blew so wildly it blew off the hat. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then out of the bushes on thundering paws there bounded a dog with the hat in his jaws. He dropped it politely, then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, I'm a dog as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me? Yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Over the fields and the forests they flew. The dog wagged his tail and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed aloud and held onto her hat, but away blew the bow from her long ginger plait. Then out from a tree with an ear-splitting shriek there flapped a green bird with the bow in her beak. She dropped it politely and bent her head low. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground to search for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then said, as the witch tied her plait in a bow, I'm a bird as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me? Yes, cried the witch. So the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew. The bird shrieked with glee and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow but let go of her wand. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. Then all of a sudden from out of a pond leapt a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on a fold of her cloak, I'm a frog as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me? Yes, said the witch. So the frog bounded on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy, and the broom snapped in two. Down fell the cat and the dog and the frog. Down they went tumbling into a bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud, and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. I'm a dragon as mean as can be, and I'm planning to have witch and chips for my tea." "No!" cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. "Help!" cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew nearer and, licking his lips, said, "Maybe this once I'll have witch without chips." But just as he planned to begin on his feast, from out of a ditch rose a horrible beast. It was tall, dark, and sticky, and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird, and its terrible voice, when it started to speak, was a yowl and a growl, and a croak and a shriek. It dripped and it squelched as it strode from the ditch, and it said to the dragon, "Buzz off, that's my witch." The dragon drew back and started to shake. "I am sorry," he spluttered. "I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, but now I must fly." And he spread out his wings and was off through the sky. Then down flew the bird, and down jumped the frog. Down climbed the cat, and phew, said the dog. "And thank you, oh thank you," the grateful witch cried. "Without you, I'd be in that dragon's inside." Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, "Find something everyone, throw something in." So the frog found a lily, the cat found a cone, the bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone. They threw them all in, and the witch stirred them well, and while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity ziggity zaggity zoom! Then out rose a truly magnificent broom, with seats for the witch and the cat and the dog, a nest for the bird, a shower for the frog. "Yes!" cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone.
Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood lived at the edge of a wild, wild wood. One morning, she filled a basket with delicious things to take to her grandmother. "Stay on the path," warned her mother. "Wolves will be watching and waiting." "I'm not worried about wolves," thought Little Red Riding Hood. The flowers along the path were so beautiful that Little Red Riding Hood soon forgot her mother's words. So tall were the stems and so bright were the blooms that Little Red Riding Hood did not see the twitchy tail of a wolf.
"Such delicious things I can see,"
he smiled sneakily, peering to her basket. "Go away, you wicked wolf!" cried Little Red Riding Hood. "These things are for my grandmother. She is ill in the bed."
"Then I'll gobble your grandmother up," thought the wolf.
Deeper and deeper into the wood ran Little Red Riding Hood, past bluebell and bluebirds, and beetles and butterflies. Grumble, rumble went the wolf's tummy as he watched her licking his lips. The wolf, being very sly, took a shortcut to grandmother's house. She was very surprised to see him. "Help!" the old lady cried, jumping into a cupboard and pulling the door closed behind her.
"I'm feeling hungrier and hungrier,"
roared the wolf,
"and my tummy is getting rumblier and rumblier."
He put on some of grandmother's clothes, climbed into her bed, and waited for Little Red Riding Hood. Soon Little Red Riding Hood reached her grandmother's house. "Hello, grandmother," she called, pushing open the door. The sly wolf lay very still. Kind Little Red Riding Hood crept into the bedroom. "Come closer, little one," squeaked the wolf. Rumble, rumble, grumbled the wolf's tummy. "What big ears you have, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood, peering down at the wolf. "All the better to hear you with," he replied. Little Red Riding Hood took another step forward. "What big eyes you have," she said. "All the better to see you with," replied the wolf. The wolf's tummy went rumble, rumble, rumble again, and a huge smile broke across his face as he licked his lips. "What big teeth you have," gasped Little Red Riding Hood, taking a step back. "All the better to eat you with," the wolf roared, throwing off the covers and springing from the bed. "Help!" cried Little Red Riding Hood, running out of the house and along the path into the wild, wild wood. "Come back here and be eaten," shouted the wolf. The wicked wolf chased Little Red Riding Hood along the winding path, past bluebells and bluebirds, beetles and butterflies, until... "Father, Mother!" Little Red Riding Hood cried. "The wolf is coming!" Red Riding Hood's father didn't like the look of the wolf. The wolf didn't like the look of the axe. He forgot all about his rumbling, grumbling tummy and ran back into the wood as fast as his legs would carry him. Little Red Riding Hood and her mother and father rushed to rescue grandmother. "You must always be watchful and wary in the wood," warned Little Red Riding Hood's mother and father. "Wolves don't worry me," said Red Riding Hood, but she never wandered far from the path again.